Dr. Janet Marshall. I'm a faculty member in the Department of Mathematical and Physical Sciences and the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. I teach organic chemistry on the Middletown campus and also coordinate the forensic science program for Miami Regionals. One of the things we pride ourselves on at the Middletown campus is bringing high school students in for experiential learning. Specifically, we bring high school groups in to do lab activities. We do that routinely throughout the academic year with students, about 20 to 24 students who are perhaps interested in forensic science or chemistry. And their teachers will contact us and say, we'd like to come and visit the campus and do experiments in your labs. We'll host them. We typically will have lunch with admissions and give the students a tour of the campus. So one of the events we ran last spring was with the Middletown High School Science Club, and 24 of their students came in and did a forensic science field trip where we ran a couple experiments with them, and that was very enjoyable. The other event that we've held 3 years in a row, with plans to hold it again this spring, is what we call Chemistry Education and Career Day. Originally this was funded by the American Chemical Society. Last year it was funded by the Quaker Chemical Foundation. And we bring in 100 high school students from either 4 or 5 different high schools. We bring back some alums who graduated from either the Regionals or Miami Oxford to help with the event. We run 5 different labs. We assign the students to 2 labs. Then we give them all lunch. We talk about career opportunities through either forensic science or chemistry or biochemistry. For students who are interested in forensic science, we typically run 2 experiments. One of them is what we call a case of copper poisoning, which is an investigative lab where students have to analyze a mock urine sample for ions that would commonly be found in urine or may not be found in urine, specifically something like high copper levels. And so students run positive and negative controls and get some experience with a variety of techniques. It's a great experiment for students who might have limited lab skills, but they get to do a little bit of investigative work. And the other experiment we run is detecting cocaine on paper currency. Obviously we're not using real cocaine. It turns out that the active ingredient in Benadryl gives a positive in this test. The test is actually one that's used in the field to test for cocaine. And we have students run that test as well. It's called a presumptive drug test. And lots of times they'll bring in their own money and try and see if they can find cocaine on it. We've never had that happen. But that's a really fun experiment too. Again, for students who might have limited lab skills but are interested in forensic type science. For Chemistry Education and Career Day, we run 5 different experiments. We run Electroplating of Nails, which is an experiment we run with our college chemistry, and that's always a lot of fun. Students get to work with batteries and solutions and then analyze how effective they were at plating a nail. We run the Delicious Chemistry of Food, where students learn a little bit about the science of flavor, and then we do a variety of taste tests. We run high-performance liquid chromatography of soft drinks, specifically looking at caffeine in soft drinks, so students get to use a pretty sophisticated piece of analytical equipment. We also run something we call the Big Bang Theory, which is where students generate hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, mix them, and ignite the gases to make water, and that's always a lot of fun. And then the last experiment we run is an organic synthesis experiment, which is something that high school students don't typically do. And we have them make the dye indigo, and they dye a piece of cotton just like it is done in industry for dyeing denim fiber. And so that's actually a lot of fun. And as I mentioned, we'll assign students to 2 of the 5 experiments. They're working with kids they know and kids they've never met. We allow the high school teachers just to float during the day so they get to actually observe all the experiments. and it really turns out to be a great experience. Our alums help with all the labs, so all of our labs are either instructed by one of the faculty members here, and then we have an alum helper. So it really is a great experience.